Hey, here we are. This is the premiere of Pharaoh Reap. Um, First, I guess I could tell you a couple of things about myself. I am a South Carolina rapper, but I'm also a scholar of sorts. Uh, Very smart, handsome young man, if I say so myself. I reached for the wrong one, I'm getting used to doing these lectures. I'm thinking I'm gonna call it Pharaoh Reap Speaks. I chose the name Pharaoh Reap Speaks because today people prefer to call themselves kings, bosses, things like that. These words derive from one root, and that's Pharaoh. Either you're a Pharaoh or you're nothing. So try to be more Pharaohish on your daily, in your daily activities or day-to-day life. Moving forward, excuse me. I think the best introduction would be welcome to Lanes Creek Paramount. You are all candidates for this prestigious, one of the most prestigious corporations that's up and coming, just started. But without further ado, I decided to go a little different on this one. We're going to get into deeper discussions. We're going to get into things that most people won't talk about. Most standard black people, I want to call them niggas, but I'm going to try to refrain from the profanity. Excuse me, bitch. I'm going to try to refrain, not to go the profanity route with these videos, seeing as they will be on YouTube, and Paramount is a family-friendly organization. So for the first lecture, I think I'm going to talk about the importance of lectures on our society, and the ones that matter and the ones that don't. Now, by the time I'm done doing this series, there's no telling. Once again, Pharaoh Reap for the people that's just tuning in. When I'm done with this series, you will be able to perform lectures of your own, maybe become a consultant or a protege of mine, because knowledge is in the head. Is not your book learnings that you learn in school. It's the way you process information and adapt to the life that you're living. That's what knowledge is. Like, what's the use of having a degree in plumbing in a world where there's no water? I mean, just to be bland. Your knowledge would not be knowledge, but an actual trait that you took the time to learn that's meaningless. See, schools, the way they're set up, they'll teach everybody the same thing, but very seldom on a one-on-one basis will they make sure that people are obtaining the same knowledge. We're gonna go with knowledge. We're not gonna go with wisdom. We all know wisdom comes with age. So, the importance of lectures and which lectures are the right and wrong for you to follow. I know a couple of people such as Brother Polite, Bobby Hemmett, Brother Farrakhan. These are pretty good people to study with in your own cult, like a group or gathering. I use the word cult because here at Lanes Creek Paramount, some of the things we discuss may seem cultish, but not actually. It's just a little bit of thinking outside of the box. Now, the perfect lecture is when someone speaks and you're constantly learning. The perfect lecturer will cite his work. I'm not the perfect lecturer. This is my first one. But he will cite where he gets his information from, whether it be the internet or maybe he went to school for the particular practice that he's trying to educate you upon. So, the importance of lecturing on our communities, specifically black communities. I hate to pull the race card because here at Lanes Creek Paramount, we are not racist or prejudiced in any way. I've had people calling me Uncle Tomish, but I've also had people calling me the streetest, hoodest nigga in the world. So, take your pick. But for our community, we need relatable people to talk to the young people and tell them things that's not being said. Black Lives Matter. It's already been said. After it's been said, do not linger on it. Learn from it. If Black Lives Matter, why do they matter to you more than any other life? We're not going to go Lil Wayne, but for right now, I'll say I can understand some of the things he was trying to touch on. But Black Lives Matter, yes indeed they do. But here I would feel more like all lives matter. Now, for someone trying to give a lecture on the specific reasons why Black Lives Matter now more than ever, the perfect way to display this to a crowd of people is to be accurate in your statement. Black lives matter. So black lives do matter. Great lectures matter. I would say, since the string of police brutality, people have been screaming Black Lives Matter. But way before the police started killing niggas, niggas been killing niggas. Way before niggas was killing niggas, white people was killing niggas. Now, at which point do we decide that Black Lives Matter more than ever? Did it take the gang violence or the black on black violence? Was it already evident when slaves were getting their feet cut off or hung by trees? Or in 2015, 2014 to now 2016, did it become more evident that Black Lives Matter? Personally, I'll say most people are just jumping on the bandwagon because police have started killing people. And once you see a police officer, if you're a hood nigga, if you're a hood person, then you're already naturally afraid of the police. Like, a lot of people in their rhymes gonna say fuck the police, they're gonna say fuck 50, fuck 12, but when coming in contact with an actual police officer, they're gonna act on their A's and Q's, P's and Q's, whatever letter you wanna put on it. People are gonna show respect. They're gonna start bowing down as always. How are you doing, officer? I'm not doing anything wrong. Now, there's an actual element of fear involved with police officers in 2016 because young black men have been being killed by them at a higher rate than ever before. But this goes back to the slogan, Black Lives Matter. If you do your research, at the end of 2015, starting with the beginning of 2016, from the end of 2015, more white people have been killed by police officers than black people. So this can cause a little friction when you tell me that Black Lives Matter because police officers have been being killed. They have never been killed, even though a few police officers, while I'm on the subject, they have been killed. Maybe why they're setting this new protocol with the right to kill, like James Bond, your favorite spy, has the right to kill, a license. I'm thinking that police officers now have that same license to kill at any time. Like I said, white or black people have been being killed by police officers. When I get a little bit further into my lectures, we will talk about the New World Agenda and why police officers may have the right or the license to kill your black ass or the white ass. But We're talking about Black Lives Matter here, and like I said, more white people have been killed by police officers than black people. So I wouldn't come out and say that people are looking foolish by stating Black Lives Matter or starting a movement, as this movement will make more open-minded Caucasian people. I say Caucasian because there's way more than one race for black and white people. Like, we have African Americans, we got people of Moorish descent, we got Jamaicans, we got Ethiopians, we got Egyptians, we got all kind of fucking black people. And you got all kind of white people also. You got Irish people, German people, Caucasian. You got the dirty South people who don't even know where they come from. So now that people are paying attention, I think the campaign should be that all lives matter. Let's make this a black and white thing, coming down on the police officers instead of as black people just pointing the finger like, oh, it's only black people dying. No, my brother, they're all white people dying also. If you want change, then it's strength in numbers. You got a white boy over there, he's smoking weed, he gotta run from the police just like I gotta run from the fucking police if I'm smoking weed in front of the fucking police station. So it's kind of at our own detriment if we go around screaming Black Lives Matter, which is probably what Lil Wayne was touching on. He said, I'm rich, race has never been a problem to me, people, I don't get involved with that shit. I think he said that shit. And I was he giggling amongst myself like, I understand what he's saying, but as a rapper, you can't come and say that black lives are really shit, or a move that's supporting black lives is shit. Like, you don't want to refer to any kind of life as shit, except for maybe a few people who don't deserve to live, in my own opinion. But let's go back to what I was talking about, the importance of lectures. A correct lecturer would let people know from the beginning, do not go around saying Black Lives Matter, go around saying all lives matter. If I was giving a lecture on the importance of black lives, I would say, hey, we built this fucking nation, we fucking matter. Now, since I'm not giving a lecture on Black Lives Matter, I'm gonna say, hey, all lives matter. Seriously, all lives matter. Little white Zika babies, little black Zika babies, they all matter, baby. Now, the importance of a good lecture is that once our society leaves from this lecture, they can go and talk about it. Like, if you can get the young kids to tune into something and talk about it in school, then you're making a movement. Like, let's say Brother Polite, for example. Brother Polite had a mastermind plan on how to unite neighborhoods, police our own neighborhoods, and he gave a lecture on it. Now, I'll say maybe from the ages of 24 to 20, maybe 40. From 24 to 40, if you say, hey, do you know Brother Polite? Your average brother is going to say, yeah, I rock with Brother Polite. I listen to Brother Polite. But if you're talking about 16-year-olds, it's going to be the nerds, it's going to be the geeks, it's going to be the people who are brought up in pro-black houses that even know who the fuck Brother Polite is, or Sister Soldier, or any one of these icons, as I call them. So Brother Polite had this mastermind scheme on how to unite neighborhoods, police our own neighborhood, how to run a household, the perfect model or image for a woman. He had multiple. He was saying, let's come together and build a ghetto that's more like a project. Like, let's get a couple of our rich billionaire rappers to come together, or our sports athletes, or, you know, just the people in the entertainment business who got more money than they can fucking spend. He wanted them to come together and put maybe like $20,000 down a piece and start the construction of his own Brother Polite funded and black person funded projects, and then come up with some kind of way to police this establishment, whether it's hiring black people or the lower class only or something like that. This lecture could have been heard by you, could have been heard by your uncle, but I'm pretty sure the motherfuckers listening to Lil Uzi Vert and Chief Keef, they are not fucking listening to no fucking Brother Polite. And Chirac, the motherfuckers are not listening to no fucking Brother Polite. So this is when you have to have a lecturer who can come and bridge that gap. Do not look at me as that guy, because technically I'm not that guy. Literally, like I said, I'm a rapper, but I'm very intelligent. I'm gonna talk about things in a way that a baby could grasp. I'll say something like, hey, Iron Man, do you see how Iron Man is kind of modeled for the upper class? Like the white guy, Tony Stark's, he's selling weapons like the US sells weapons, and he's like the token boy for the elite. Now the young kids are gonna be like, ooh, Iron Man. And then when I start saying he's the token boy for the fucking elite, or like the picture boy for, hey, this is how your life should be, they're gonna be like, hey, what are you talking about? Then I'll say, hey, who do you like better, Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark? And they're gonna be like, oh shit, Batman or Iron Man. And that right there will say a lot about my crowd. Now, it doesn't matter who you like better, Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark. I'm a Tony Stark fan, but I fucking love Bruce Wayne. See, that's what you call entertainment. See how I cited some shit from some comics and made this shit a little bit more, hey, turn up, Iron Man, Batman. See, this is kind of how you have to present the information to our youth, because they're gonna want to hear a lot of things about guns. I even threw in the Lil Wayne shit. I don't give a fuck about Lil Wayne. I threw in the Lil Wayne Black Lives Matter because that's what's hip now. This is the importance of a lecture. Now, if you leave this lecture today, there should be a few things that you've learned thus far. Let me give you my daily checkpoints. I don't have the YouTube blogger startup kit, so I don't know how to get the words right. There, my hands are ashy. I don't know how to get the words right there yet, but I'll be working on that. Now, what have you learned so far today? You've learned that it is very important in our society to have lecturers who can relate to the youth. And you've learned a little bit about Black Lives Matter, or at least my opinion on Black Lives Matter. Some people would probably go get the stats for those white people that I said died that outnumber the black people who died, but I don't feel the need to do that here at Lanes Creek Paramount, because when Pharaoh Reap speaks, Pharaoh Reap speaks. So moving forward, we got a little time to fill in. We're going to talk about a good lecture and a bad lecture. A good lecture. Hey, Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter a little bit more. And here's why. People have been dying since the beginning of time, and we've been looked at as second-class citizens nearly as long. I'm not going to go that far. We've been looked at as second-hand citizens since the creation of the United States, this wonderful land that we live in, where I'm free to make blogs and shit. But all lives matter even more than black lives, because I'm not a racist, I'm not prejudiced, and the people who are currently running the U.S., they're running the U.S. based upon standards that have been set in place. The people who hung your fucking great grand fucking mama, those people are probably dead. They have descendants who probably like hip hop and rap music. So as far as a race war, we're winning that. White people want to be like black people. They want to be hip. They want to be cool. They want to be in. They want to be with the in crowd. Eminem did this for us, Slim Shady with the hip hop, and of course you had other white people like Leonardo DiCaprio. The guy never did anything racist or anything funny. That's just one of my favorite Caucasian entertainers. Leo, he's a great actor. Eminem, Slim Shady, he's a great rapper. So, and yes, I say Leonardo DiCaprio. A lot of people are gonna say, hey, the arts didn't come from African Americans or black people. Leo has nothing to do with the hip side of. I say to you, hey, Leonardo DiCaprio is banging Rihanna. If that doesn't look good for fucking public relations, then I don't know what is. Because I'm not even mad that Leo is banging Rihanna. I'm kind of happy. I'm like, hey, Leo, my nigga, he's banging Rihanna. That does not mean white people can use the word nigga. Excuse me, I'm being a little. I told you, I'm trying to dumb down the words. Keep it kind of PG-13. But anyway, all lives matter. I don't want to see an old white woman get gunned down by the police. I don't want to see my homeboy who might be white get gunned down by the police. I would not rather see a young white man get shot before I see a young black man get shot. I'd rather see no one get shot. See what I'm saying? That's why all lives matter a little bit more than the black lives matter. Okay, that's a good lecture. I'm not going to go all the way back into that, but that's a good lecture. I would be telling you why all lives matter. I would be giving you some more white people that you might love, which was case in point for like, hey, David Spade, Joe Dirt. You don't want Joe Dirt to get shot by the fucking police. Come on, keep on keeping on, man. Alright, now, a bad lecture. Hey, Black Lives Matter. We've been slaves forever. We'll forever be slaves. It's time to take over these streets. Let's take back these fucking streets. We need our own police. Fuck the police. We're always gonna be secondhand citizens. The white man has been stealing from us for all eternity. We didn't, we built the pyramids. They came and they took the fucking pyramids. We came here and we built this nation. They freed us, segregated us, gave us half of the nation. We got mad and said, fuck it, we want to be with you guys. We don't want to be segregated. Did you hear what I just said? I said we was slaves. We built this nation. We got freed. Then we got segregated. They said you can go do what you want to do. And we said no. We don't want to be segregated. That's why that would have been a bad lecture. See, I'm ahead of the game. I went a little bit too far, baby. I got my Joe Dirt thing going on now. Black Joe Dirt. Oh, well, look how I just took the Pharaoh off of my shit and put a Joe Dirt. Alright, now back to Pharaoh. See, that is a bad lecture for a plethora of reasons. You sound cocky, you sound ignorant, and you sound like a slave or someone who will always have the slave mindset when you come out screaming like the angry black woman. You know, the angry black mom, like, I told you don't bring your fucking kid, your friends to the fucking house. You ain't even clean your fucking room. That's how you sound when you come out here and say, hey, we're slaves, we've been slaves, the world ain't built for us, the white man ain't shit. That's how the fuck you sound. You sound like an angry black woman. The lecturer should be even-sided. You should be open-minded. You can be a little biased, but if you're going to be biased accurately. Do not be biased for some cliche stereotype shit. Like, hey, I sell drugs and I hate the police. Bitch, the police hate you too. Hey, I killed somebody, the police shot me in my thigh, man. Black Lives Matter. Hey, bitch, you shot my goddamn dog and you killed my dog. The police saw you do it, and they shot you because you didn't put your gun down. That's what you don't want to be ignorant like this. I might be joking around, but I'm also fucking serious when I say do not get up here doing any stupid lectures, being pro-black to the max, without realizing that, first of all, you live in America. There's nothing wrong with being pro-black. Don't be pro-motherfucking ebony. Matter of fact, for all you pro-black people, you owe me. Let's switch it up. You guys can be pro-ebony now. You're pro-fucking ebony. And I gave you that shit for fucking free. You're fucking pro-ebony now. There's no such thing as pro-black. There's just pro-ebony. That's a bad lecture. Now, before I run out of time, let's get back to the whole point of this whole video. A good lecture for our community. That's what we're going to be providing here at Pharaoh Reap Speaks, product of Lanes Creek Paramount. We got videos, we got music, we're assigning people left and right. But when I get on this webcam, I promise to keep these lectures, while slightly entertaining, heartfelt, and accurate. Now, for a black man who's not being pro-ebony, I feel like, hey man, it's tough on us. It's been tough on us since we fucking was born. I don't know when you was born. I was born in 89. If you was born in 87, nigga, you had 2 more years of damn tough behavior to go deal with. So I feel like we are kind of the problem, but really the system is getting better. We have a black president, so we can't do too much complaining. When you have people who won't act their age, that's when the problem comes in. In order to be the president of the United States of America, you have to be over 30 fucking years old. They do that for a reason. You know why they do that? Because once you're 30 years old, everything in your 20s that you've been doing that has been amounting to anything or nothing should be over with. Your 20s are a time of fucking up, experimenting, and trying to get your foundation for your life straight. But haha, there's the trick. Actually, your 30s should be the foundation for getting your life straight. If you're in your 30s and you're doing what you've been doing in your 20s, then you're probably not looking at a bright future. You'll never be president, for one, of this great land. Most black people have that problem, but like I said, it's on us. If we're teaching our youth to do the same things we was doing when we was 20, when we were 30, then we're setting up our youth for failure. When I get 30, I'm going to tell these people, hey man, don't smoke weed till you turn 25. I mean, I'll smoke with you. I have a blunt. I'll smoke it with you, but you literally shouldn't smoke this shit till you turn 20 fucking 5. When you turn 25 without a habit, you will have a surplus of money that you can use to smoke and enjoy your fucking habits. You don't want to be fucking 25 buying dime bags and be like, hey man, I'm working check to check already, but at least this weed is going to ease my pain. No, you stupid buffoon. You should have had someone like Pharaoh Reap to come and tell you on your graduation day wholeheartedly, hey, there's a lot of things you can do to have fun that does not involve marijuana, and all you fucking weed heads, you are part of the fucking problem. I'm a weed head. But if you're smoking more weed than you are learning, you're killing more brain cells than you're growing. Now, some people will idolize the gangster lifestyle that they live, and then when one of their young gangsters, aka YG, when one of your YGs die, you're gonna be standing there probably laughing or talking or joking like you was with your YGs beforehand. Like, if you ever notice somebody, they'll laugh and talk and joke with you as your friend. But if you have a friend that laughs when someone else dies, that friend will probably laugh at you when you die. You don't want this in our culture. You don't want your kids brought up around that. Now, when you give a lecture, if you're trying to be like Pharaoh Reap, make sure you touch on the difference between the ages. The word age is very, very important. People are going to act their age, and some people will act younger than their age. It gets no simpler. Act your age. After you do something once, do not feel the urge to do it twice. After you go to the club for about 2 years every night, for the rest of your fucking life, you should remember what it's like to go to the club every night. Now, thinking about the money wasted, I'm going over my time limit. Since this is the premiere, I'm going to give this 30-minute session maybe 5 more minutes. But this is what you have to worry about. You have to worry about the youth in your audience. Your audience is nothing without the youth. You don't want to talk to everybody who thinks they know everything. You don't want to talk to people that's older than you or your age all the time. Because they're going to have just about as much wisdom or knowledge as you have. Or maybe even less, but they'll think that they fucking do. There's nothing more annoying than a Mr. Me Too guy. Or I already know that guy. If you already know a particular subject that we're discussing, don't say I know that already. Add on and thus keep the learning moving. The most important part of that little snippet was the age of your motherfucking audience. You want your audience to be from the ages of 17 to 50. Once you get 50, if you're still searching for the meaning of life or searching for, more power to you. But if you're searching for things that 20-year-olds are searching for when you turn 50, then you are fucking failing at life. To say it plain. Now, I don't want to get into too many things we're going to be discussing, but in closing, I'm just going to give you a couple of topics or genres that I'll be touching base on here at Pharaoh Reap Speaks, product of Lanes Creek Paramount. We're going to be talking about the different religions for different cultures, the different deities, the different gods. You must be enlightened. You must be able to go to China and know not to say nothing disrespectful about Buddha or whoever they bow down to. You have to be able to go to fucking London and know if they're all motherfucking Catholics or if they actually believe that Greek shit. I don't want to call any religion Greek. Oh, question of the day. What nationality still studies and worships Greek gods? Question of the day. What nationality still studies and worships Greek gods? And if you are pro fucking ebony, you can go ahead and switch it up and say, hey, question of the day / part 2. Hey, what motherfucking nationality still studies Egyptian gods, worships, and bows down to them? Just take the word Greek and change it to Egyptian, or take the word Egyptian and change it to Greek. Now, once you find out which group of people still follow these people, ask how does it tie into Christianity. These are the things we're going to be discussing. We're going to be talking about the government, the New World Agenda, the effects of rap on society. We're going to be talking about girl-boy relationships. We're going to be talking about any and everything. But first things first, this is just the importance of lecturing on our young society or our youth and the difference between a good and bad lecture. But I'm thinking about doing a local artist song of the day for each lecture. You guys can get back at me if you think that's a good idea. This probably be on YouTube. I'll share it to my Facebook timeline along with my music. And I want you guys to share, like, and give me some ideas. You got a question? Trust me, I'm a fucking genius. I'm a rocket scientist. Listen, when I say I'm a rocket scientist, I can build you a fucking rocket that'll take you to the moon. All you have to do is ask. We got about 20 seconds left. I'm still debating if I'm gonna go with the local artists of the day. I might do that. Cause you know my mission as a musician is to put on South Carolina with the music. But we're gonna keep that out of my court because this is Pharaoh speaks.
I feel like I'm evil. Damn. I feel like I'm regal. Plain. Got me feeling like medieval. Man, that's a skull with a sword with a motherfucking knight uniform on. Woo. Can't talk about the shit that I see.